All right, guys, welcome back. Listen, yesterday's video, my neighbor committed suicide. A lot of comments on there, a lot of comments. And I'm reading them, so I'm just gonna jump on here because my mind has all these ideas going through it. First off, for the guys that cannot get over the question in their head, like, what is this? Why am I here? Dude, I understand because I used to be stuck in this question when my parents died, when I was split up from my 5 siblings, when I lived completely alone, isolated, no women, working 3 jobs, working night shift, just depressed out of my mind, right? Why am I here? But what I realized is the brain doesn't have time for these questions when you're occupied with actually living and getting involved with life and in the lives of other people. Right? This is a great book that I recommend. I think it's a bit hard for a young mind to really understand what he's saying. But the best thing that I got from this book in my kind of darker time was stop fucking thinking so much, dude. You're not a philosopher. This guy was an author that would spend his whole night in thoughts, and he started to realize, why the fuck are these old men with saggy bellies and bitch tits writing books about the abyss? This is getting a little bit weird, and he felt himself falling into this sort of way of being. And he said, how dare they think that they can talk about the night and everything and the the depression and nihilism when they haven't even got busy living. And so he started to test the steel, he started to test the sun, and he realized that this was the way. He said words were too corrosive. Thoughts are lies. You can't believe them. You can't believe words and thoughts because it's not real. It's a fantasy. And this is what I think is a lot of the guys that we're seeing that are suffering have been psyoped into believing thoughts and into thinking too much and into believing too many words. Where you live in here and you do not live in the body. And so the antidote Mishima came up with was sun and steel. That was what would recreate the individual to make him feel purpose within the body, that the body could actually have purpose within it. But if you only lived in here, then there wasn't going to be any purpose, right? So it had to be with the body. So that's a good starting point. But I'm not just telling you, hey man, go to the gym, bro. Go to the gym, bro. No, because let's be honest, you guys are fucking lazy and you're not going to go to the gym, bro. I get it. But what I've seen, and here's another psyop, dude. People are okay being ugly, right? And I've noticed that when a man falls into the depths, he is often someone that will recreate himself in an ugly way to say, oh, I just don't care what other people think. I've noticed a trend with men that are falling down into the dark, these sort of isolated stuff. What they do is they grow out their hair and their beards, dude. They got the ugliest beards. They have very ugly, unkempt, mangly beards. And they start like doing weird shit with them, twisting it like a little Barbie, like a little troll doll. They let their hair grow out. They don't like take care of their appearance at all. They have dude, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me, man? This is what pisses me off. Because I see these comments and then I go to some of these guys' channel and I look at them, I just like, bro, what the fuck, man? Do you have a shred of self-awareness to like just keep yourself looking presentable? Seriously, to look presentable, man. Brush your teeth, get a haircut, and trim your ugly ass beard. Oh man, everyone's so, I'm scared to show my jaw. I'm gonna have this beard to kind of insinuate this jawline. Dude, oh my God, man. Oh my God. Or guys that are balding, trying to grow, I don't know, God bless you. But, if you are okay being mangy, you're gonna get treated like a mutt. What can I say? And I'm not even trying to, maybe I need to be a little bit mean. Maybe I need to get a little mean. And I'm being a little hyped up right now because I've just seen it too many times. It's always the same thing. Guys that are obsessed with thoughts, they lack purpose in their life. They're obsessed with thoughts. They believe their thoughts, dude. Your thoughts are lies. You're not that intelligent. This is what I see too many. So many guys think they're super intelligent. They think they're actually different than most people. This is what the devil does when you're alone. Seriously, this is what the devil does. He makes you think that you are God. He makes you think that you're smarter than the rest of the world, than the rest of people, that you have deeper insight, that you've peeled back the layers, that you've seen behind all the social, all of the games and stuff. I'm better than these people. I don't partake in their little games that they play with each other. No, you're just lazy, cowardly, and you have very low thumos. Seriously, you're not as smart as you think. It's usually what happens, the smartest people realize that they don't know that much, so they become more humble. You'll notice that the smartest of people do not argue. They actually listen more than they want to talk. Like when I do a lot of question asking, man. I know that I don't know that much. I just realized there's so much I don't know. And there was a time in my early 20s, I thought I knew everything, dude. I thought I knew everything about women, MGTOW, I thought I knew women's name. Dude, it's not all black and white. You're not that smart. You're not that smart. You don't know how the world works. You've only lived in like this little bubble in your life. You only have your two little parents. You're really not that smart. You probably haven't even read that many books. You're not that smart. And I guarantee you don't spend that much time thinking. And the thinking you do is probably just laced with retardation, going in loops. So stop thinking you're that smart. But really, it's like this lack of self-awareness. That's a great place to start. There's a book by Anthony DeMello I read years ago that kind of just woke me up. It's like, listen, man, you need self-awareness. Like, you really need to be a little self-aware. You're just a point of consciousness on this earth. Stop being so filled with these emotions. Just be self-aware. That's really it. That's really it. When you're self-aware, you realize, okay, there's other humans here, and they perceive me as I perceive them. Now, if I see someone that is walking around with their head down, looking just absolutely like they don't give a fuck about themselves, and just defeated, how am I gonna, I don't want to be around that person. So you don't, and dude, let's reel it back. A lot of the guys that are suffering, I'm not even saying on the brink of suicide, just lonely, right? I don't even care if you're, I don't care if you are someone that is like, okay, I need to do something here, right? I care that you realize, dude, you realize this. Yes, people may be mean to you. Yes, it may be difficult for you to connect. Yes, you are lonely. You are responsible for that. I'm telling you, I hate to tell you this. You've done it to yourself. You've isolated yourself. And you've done it because you don't care about your looks. You don't care about being strong. You care about your pleasure. You care about jerking off. And you care about women. You care about pleasure too much. It's a very... You're still in a boyhood where you're sucking on your mom's tit, metaphorically, like in your mind. You want that titty, dude. You want the titty of a woman. But to separate from manhood, when you leave childhood behind, is to leave home, which is to leave the bosom, which is to leave the security and safety and the warmth of love. Like, you actually have to go into the depths for a little bit and be loveless. But in that basement, in that time of darkness, in that cave, it's supposed to make you a man. But this is where a lot of you guys go wrong. Is somewhere within this cave, there's been TVs on the wall and messages and media that have infiltrated your sort of growing mind, and you have the wrong story, because humans are narrative-driven creatures, and you have the wrong story, dude. I'm very, very thankful that I grew up with the story of Christ. Because Christ was the epitome of someone that could go here, face the darkness, face the non-believers, face people that hated him. But again, here's the point that everyone misses, and all the atheists on Reddit and all the guys with their ugly little beards and their weak bodies, like say, oh, Christ, you like to believe in your little fairy tale? No, you are retarded, dude. Christ was the man that could show love anyway, even in the face of all the hate. And that is what you are called to do. And not just called to do, but that is the optimal way to live your life on this earth. And you are failing to do that because you've been psyoped by all the puppeteers, by the masters that control everything. You let them infiltrate your brain. You become a weak recluse of a man. And you stayed in that cave and you lay down to rot. You're supposed to care. You're supposed to be able to become someone that can show love to others, that can get off his ass and make something of your life. But a lot of you guys just have completely refused that call. You refuse the call for comfort and just too much thinking. You believe the lies, and you've been psyoped, dude. You've been fooled. You're living in an illusion. Most people will be more willing to connect with you. Not if this is gay word, dude. Just a gay word. Aura. People start saying aura, like everyone has this individual aura, right? People have a personality. You have your personality you develop. I'm telling you, people are going to start saying, oh, you have your aura, so they could just be complete degenerates. Like, if I do nothing, I have my little aura. No, listen. Charisma will always be something that people gravitate to. Now, how do you have charisma? It's very simple. Pay attention. There's a formula. You have strength that you give off. Like, I'm not a weak, frail individual. I have strength. And if you are frail in your body, you can simply be strong in mind and sound and peaceful and equanimity. And you can speak. You can learn to use your words. But that's on you, of course. That takes a desire to do so. So you give off strength. But then there's a second ingredient, which most men lack, and that is warmth. Because if you have zero warmth, if you cannot make other people feel heard and loved and warm, they will reject you. They will not want anything to be, they will have nothing to do with you. Now, here's what happens to a man. When a man lacks strength and warmth, he is seen as weird. He is seen as weird. Think about when a girl calls a guy a creep, it's not just because he's, an ugly dude, but the ugliness lends itself to not being able to be perceived strength and warm. So you get this this guy with bad posture that, has a body that is just melting, that cannot speak, that looks around like a prey animal, like this, head always on a swivel when he goes out, just unkempt. How can you give off strength and warmth? How can you have any charisma, which is the juice, the glue that unites human social ability? It's not this weird magic thing. It's just simply how we connect to other people. We connect to other people by being strong and being people that can show love and kindness and, make that person feel heard. Who wouldn't want to be around you? And it's your fault if you don't have those things. It really is your fault if you don't have those things. But there's something you can do about it. But a lot of I know a lot of you have checked out, which is GG, man. GG. I hope that you can humble yourself and realize you're not as smart as you think. You need to humble yourself. You need to lay down. You need to pick up your cross. You need to humble yourself. Drop the ego a little bit, man. You really need to drop the ego. You need to get better stories in your head. You need to get better stories. You need the hero's journey within your head. And that's what I believe has been ripped out. And I think that is one of the greatest psyop is we've eliminated the hero's journey from the man's mind. We've replaced it with new archetypes. We eliminated Christ. We eliminated God. We eliminated even our stories. Put more emphasis on the female character now. They put more on diversity, this woke culture. They do not show a hero that is rising from the ashes. So the thought form and the spirit that enters the mind of man actually has nothing to turn to in times of crisis and struggle. And he just gets so wrapped up in the epoch of the thoughts and in the darkness of the night, but he hasn't done anything to make himself anything. Guys, you got to have high thumos. Listen, sun is steel, man. Sun is steel. That's all I got to tell you. It's a good philosophy. This is the challenge we're starting. Go ahead and go forth and start with your body. When the mind is occupied, it has no time for the abyss. Only some truths, Mishima said, can be realized by the unbending of your spine. You cannot realize the secrets of the universe and your own muse and your own creative angelic thought, dude. You cannot perceive yourself as a weapon for the divine and actually have weight on this world when you bend your spine and you play fucking Minecraft for 3-4 hours and you talk shit and you do not care about your body. This is a vessel. This is a tool. Treat it like one, or you're going to suffer for it. God bless you, man. I'm rooting for you. You know, let's fucking get it. Let's fucking get it. It's okay. It's all right. You might have some bad days. Good days always come back. Let's freaking get it. Hi, Thumos. See you soon. Peace.